It was more than a school. It was more than a place to spend 5 days a week. It was the essence of what my being was all about, because I knew that that school had been a place where my uncles and aunts had been, and my older brother, my cousins. So it was like a family institution. It was something that I knew that I wanted to go there. When I was in Rosewood Elementary School, when I came to Kealing, I could not wait to get to Anderson. I just could not wait. It was like this big diamond sitting on a hill that I was going to be able to wear. It was so exciting to think that I was going to be a Yellow Jacket after all these years. And that's the way that people felt in East Austin. It felt like, man, I'm going to be a Yellow Jacket. I mean, this is something I've always wanted to see and I always wanted to be. And just, I can remember my brother's letter jacket and my uncle's letter jacket. I just touched it like it was gold and said, man, one day I'm going to get that jacket. And I got those jackets. But the interesting thing about it, I didn't even wear it because I didn't want it to make me, I didn't want to even get it dirty because it was an L.C. Anderson High School Yellow Jacket, letter jacket. But it meant everything to me, and I still think, even though I'm a graduate to have 2 degrees from college, my love and my inclination is still toward the high school because it made me who I am today. The people, the associations, and people may think that's a little melancholy, but I really don't care because I really feel as though it's the essence of what I've been able to do in this life. Has everything to do with the teachers that were on that hill and helped me become the person that I am today. Matter of fact, when I was sitting in the classroom at Texas Southern University next to students from some of the high schools in Houston, Waco, and Dallas, they did not know what I knew. The level of expertise in mathematics, the level of expertise in reading, history, social studies, I was head and heels above all those folks, and I knew it had to do with the quality of teaching that I received at L.C. Anderson High School. And I will be forever grateful for the knowledge that was imparted to me. And the interesting thing about it is I still use some of those facts and information today. Today, I spoke to a group at the Houston Blood Bank the other day about gathering books and have fundraising for Hope Academy, which is a school I'm now the principal of. And I made sure, by the way, that Hope Academy's colors are black and gold because of the Yellow Jackets. So it's everything to me. I cannot tell you the value that that school held for me, and it still does. We lived in a community where we would see our teachers at the store. We would see them at church. We would see them in the neighborhood. And I remember just the outstanding amount of respect we had for our teachers. They were endeared to us. They were just people that we just loved to be around, loved to see, and more importantly, loved to make them proud of us. And we knew that they had our best interests in mind every day. Every day we would walk on that campus, and we know that those teachers were really very concerned about who we were, where we're going, what we're going to do, what our future would look like. And that was something that you cannot see every day. I've been in the school business for 42 years, and I see some teachers have that sparkle in their eye for students, but the reality of it is not all of them do. But I felt like at L.C. Anderson High School, every one of those teachers had our best interests in mind. They were really concerned about us, not only as students, but as people and as human beings who are going to be facing a world that may not necessarily be as great as we thought. But through working with them, my life has become a tremendous, tremendous success, and I can attribute a lot of that to those teachers that were at L.C. Anderson High School, just fantastic group of people. Matter of fact, not very, very far from where we're sitting, it was a lady that was my English teacher, and everyone knew her as Miss Frazier. And Mrs. Frazier was someone that she scared you to death, but she loved you to death too. And I can remember talking pretty loud when I would get close to her house, and we would just stop talking with reverence when we walked by Mrs. Frazier's house because we didn't want to disturb her sleep or rest or whatever she was doing. Just an admirable, wonderful, wonderful lady that I will never ever forget. My most memorable moment at Anderson, I must say, was related to sports. We were in a heated battle with the McCallum Knights of Austin, and we were going down to the last second, and I really was not the greatest scorer, but somehow or another I ended up with the ball in my hand when the seconds were clocking down, and I can remember very vividly taking a shot and banking the shot in and won the game at the buzzer. And what was most important to me was we were walking As the game ended, I was being carried on the shoulders of my teammates. And I can remember seeing my mother and father at the door, and the smile and the look on their faces just gave me chill bumps. And I still think about it right now. And it was just a great, great thing to happen. And not only did we win for the team, but it was something that made my parents very proud. And I think at that time, people were really, really concerned about making their parents proud of what they did. And that's something that I will never, ever forget. I can still see my mom and dad's faces right now. Those individuals that were not even in my class at Anderson, I've been able to run across people that graduated in the 40s and the 30s and the 50s and the 60s. And that level of enthusiasm that I thought only was for me seemed like it was for everyone, because people are just so excited about the school that they attended, and that level of enthusiasm has just been so wonderful, wonderful for people to see. And what it does, it generates interest in where our school was and what it stood for. And my children, whenever they go to the affairs we have for the old L.C. Anderson High School Yellow Jackets, they cannot believe the level of enthusiasm that still exists after school was closed in 1971. People are so excited about the school and what we did there and what we were able to accomplish. And it's used for, I think, wood chips to start the fire for the future. I mean, kids can see that level of enthusiasm, and I think more than anything, it would just be a benefit for them to see how we loved our school, how we cherished our teachers, and hopefully some of that could be mimicked by the generations of today. And I know my granddaughter, who's only 7 years old, every time I see her, she talks about, "Pawpaw, are you going to be with the Yellow Jackets tonight?" And it makes me feel very, very good that even at 7 years old, she knows the significance and the importance of that school and how it meant to me, what it meant to me. I attended every football game that Anderson played. As a matter of fact, I must tell you, I had some illegal activity. I slipped into a couple of games when I slid under the fence for a couple of times, even when I was younger. And just at that time, East Austin, on a Friday night, if you were not at the L.C. Anderson High School Yellow Jacket football game, you weren't anywhere, because that was really the place to be. The band was fantastic, the cheerleaders, the drill team, everything on that field was fantastic. Matter of fact, I have a t-shirt that says, "Black and gold on a field of green is the prettiest sight you've ever seen. Roll, Yellow Jackets, roll." So I can still see that right now. The football game was just a centerpiece of East Austin. It was just a core of what we wanted to see happen. As a matter of fact, one time we played, 1961, we played Waxahachie, and I think we beat them like 99-0, which was not very, very nice, but we played very, very well that day. I can remember that. And the football players were our heroes. I mean, we didn't have to look very far to see our heroes. Those are the guys who were above us, and whoever played our sport that we played in, when we were at Kealing right across the street from here, those were the guys we looked up to, and those were the guys we wanted to be like. And not only were they good athletes, but what I noticed about the Yellow Jackets, the athletes were very good students. They were very good students. Matter of fact, the keynote speaker for our banquet this year is Dr. Johnny Brown. Dr. Johnny Brown was a graduate of 1966. And Dr. Johnny Brown, matter of fact, integrated Southwest Texas State University, and he was one of the best academic students in the world, because that was one of the things that Mr. Britton made sure that we took care of. We did not have no pass, no play at that time, but if we did not pass, we did not play, because that was just the culture of the school. You had to excel academically to be successful on the field, because if you're not academically capable, you're not going to reach that court, the basketball court, the football field, the track field, or the baseball diamond. You have to show some academic achievement to get there. You literally have to challenge children to do anything today. I mean, it's either a threat or something, because it's not a natural inclination for children to go the way of teachers and go the way that respect should go. But what's the most interesting thing about the Yellow Jackets was the fact that we respected our teachers to the utmost. Rarely would you see a child talking when a teacher was teaching. Rarely did you see a child showing disrespect toward a teacher. It was just a natural flow for you to be obedient and respectful at all times. And that's something that was a tradition, not only at our school, but I saw it coming from our community, from our homes, because our parents would not tolerate disrespectful behavior. My grandmother told me one time, anybody can act decently. It doesn't matter where you come from, how much money you have in your pockets, but at least you can be respectful to your senior citizens. And that's what we strove to do when we were at Anderson. We made sure we were respectful. And matter of fact, we used to self-police ourselves. If we had a student in our class that was being disrespectful, the teacher did not have to police them. The students would police those students and make sure they got on track. So the pride that was instilled in each one of us made sure that the students were going to be respectful to especially to our teachers. And even those people that worked in the office, wherever the custodians, they were respected because they were doing their job and making our school the best it could possibly be. It was one of those experiences that you would dream of, but I had the opportunity to live that dream through the opportunities that were given to me by the teachers, by the institution itself. We just could not wait to get to Anderson. There was never any problem with kids not going to school. We were just enthusiastic about not only going to school to learn, but we were enthusiastic about being with our teachers and being with our friends. It was a great, great time in my life and a great utopic moment for me, and I would never want to change that. I tell people all the time, I went to the greatest high school in the world. I went to L.C. Anderson High School on the east side of Austin, and that experience made me who I am today, along with, of course, my family, my church, and of course the teachers and my friends that I work with over there. Just a great, great opportunity.